go first again? Okay, and we're good to go, fellas. Chase, hard fought win. How do you sum that one up?
Yeah, I mean, credit to the Hawks. They just, played a game a couple nights ago, travel yesterday, tough one again, and then they just come out and claw and scrap and fight and make it difficult on you. They junk it up, try to slow the game down with their little three-quarter court pressure, and we obviously did a terrible job in a number of areas tonight. But, credit to the Hawks for making it a tough contest.
When you say terrible in a number of areas, could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I thought we were poor cleaning up the rebounds, giving them second chance opportunities, or just stagnating opportunities to go run. We were really bad taking care of the basketball. We made a bunch of poor passes. We were just slow and sticky with the ball all night long. It never moved well, which prevented us from getting good looks at the rim. We didn't share it enough, kick it out for threes enough. It was just, pretty bad offensively for the most of the night.
What was the message at halftime on Tyler Harvey and Sam Brown? I really felt like you guys coped their influence towards...
Yeah, for maybe a little bit on Harvey, and then he still manages to find a way to hit big shots late. We, for the last 5 or 6 games, going back to finals and a couple before last year, we've tried to have a game plan on Harvey and how we wanted to guard him and really want to take away his left and try to cut him off going that way to the left hand and, more stay attached and blow him up going to his right hand. And he'd hit some shots, and so we just said, let's just stay attached to him, and even then we still lost him a few times for some shots.
What's the toughest part about resetting when you've won 5 in a row, all the blowouts coming off a 49-point win, you're coming up against a team you're expected to beat again? How hard is it? What's the message to the guys knowing that there's expectation and it's not a 49-point game, it's nil all?
Yeah, they're not going to all be 49-point games. Again, that's a huge testament to how the Hawks have been playing, how competitive they are right now. But at the end of the day, we got to be better. Whether it's eking one out, and they don't really, they all count the same at the end of the day. But from my point of view, I think from our point of view, there's a lot of things tonight we'll need to clean up before we go to Perth on Friday.
Is that a positive you can take when you have been blowing teams out that you can win other ways and to win a close game like this, like in the playoffs? Most of the games are going to be tight like this, and you're hitting your free throws in the clutch and coming up with stops at the end.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I just, my coaches are trying to tell me the same thing, but I'm not taking a bunch of pride in beating a team that's missing 2 imports and has got 21 losses on the year. I think we just need to be better.
A couple of shots at the end of the first quarter and the end of the second quarter, hit threes, kind of pretty telling in the end. I think you hit one at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Have you been practicing those clutch moments? Because at the time it doesn't seem like much, but it was the difference in the end.
Yep. I mean, just knocking down the open, easy shots. Strong corner, kick out 3. It's not a tough shot to miss. So I mean, just getting on the rim, it just creates so many more opportunities. And then,
This is one of Zave's kind of least impactful games. What do you think they did to sort of hold his impact out?
I don't want to discredit War on this one, but I think Zave got his own way a lot tonight. He's so good. For whatever reason, he seemed to second-guess himself a lot. I don't know if he was just trying to create or pass. I thought tonight would have been a great matchup for him to go for 30, and he just didn't seem to have that aggression in him tonight.
You guys have seemed to find your way in transition without turning the ball over too much, especially the last few games. I get that they had their press, but was there anything different tonight that was in front of you that made you guys kind of be a bit loose with the ball?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought their pressure kind of bothered us just after makes especially. We had to really get slowed down. I'll have to go back and watch. There were a few times early when we ran and we got good looks or layups, and it just didn't – again, we were just – the final pass, the final moment, we were too slow with the ball. It wasn't quite the crispness of passes needed. And we just – there's like – plays early where we're pulling up for long twos, we're making passes, and it's like to the wrong spacing, and just nothing was ever as fluid as it has been for the last 5 or 6 games tonight.
Are you treating any of this with any level of concern, or are you treating this game like an anomaly sort of thing?
I think it's probably a week where we're happy to get away with 2 wins, and we'll go focus on Perth, next game up.
Chaz, could you talk us through the crowd that's been playing in front of the last few weeks? Been outstanding. What's it like to play in front of a crowd like this?
Yeah, I thought it was terrific tonight. The kids were great. You could hear their energy, feel them, especially in the last few minutes. They obviously were into it. It was fun. You could see early in the game the upper bowl had a good amount of people in it, and obviously sets a tone for a good environment. Guys like JG making some shots and then making some big plays late obviously got the crowd going too.
Do you think part of it is that effect of the Christmas Day game and how much vibe there was around that, how much hype? It's sort of like lingering on into these last few games. Do you think there's a correlation?
I think the Christmas Day game played into it. I think the way we've been playing's played into it. Being top of the table, Sydney's a winner's town. Like if you got it right, I think they want to come support quality teams. So we just got to keep building. Hopefully, keep giving the fans. Again, I was laughing with Luke and some of the owners and after the game, and they're like, "Oh man, the fans loved that one." I was like, "Man, it was a close game, but from my point of view, it was not a pretty basketball game for either side necessarily." And but he's like, "They don't know that, so they just had fun because it's close."
Matty McQuaid.
Yeah, Chase, just a couple from me, just to follow up on that crowd tonight. That you seem to be doing this a lot lately. Another franchise record. That's the first time in the history of this franchise you've had 4 straight home crowds of 11,000 plus. It was nearly 13,000 tonight. Just wanted to ask you, what does that mean to you to have been a part of that? And also, what does it mean to the club as a whole to know that you've really got a large portion of the Sydney basketball public really starting to get behind you?
No, for sure. And I think there's a top of the table cricket class at the SCG tonight. So to have 13,000 here, fans coming out is great. I think the quality of basketball that these guys have put on for not only this year, but over the last couple of years now, I think fans recognize it's a fun style to come watch and support. We dunk it more than anybody in the league probably by double, I would be my guess. And I know they love the dunks, especially when it's Zave. So I think, it's a fun product. I think the guys do a great job of fan engagement to keep people interested and intrigued and make lifelong fans. I think that's a huge part of it. And, I think winning helps.
And just finally, you mentioned Perth next up. Obviously, the last time you played them here, it was you pretty much dominated, and something John really talked about in his post-game presser at the time was that he felt like his team wasn't prepared for the pace at which you play. Obviously, you'd be expecting him to make adjustments, but from your perspective, there's going to be a sellout there. The Red Army is a crazy environment, as you know. You've got a new group that hasn't really experienced that yet. What adjustments did you feel you have to make to go in there and get a W?
Oh, no, a lot of our group was there. We went and kicked their ass last year, so I think we'll be ready.
Oh, there was that, yeah. 3 new imports, but yeah.
We'll be all right.
But, yeah. All right. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Matty.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, guys.